Stop what you're doing and let me ask you a question real quick. Greetings, I am Osha Cerese, your dream doula, supporting you on birthing the life, love, and business you desire. Welcome back to your weekly journaling prompt. Grab your pen, your pencil, your paper, your pad, or open up that notes app and let's get to work. I had a random thought the other day that reminded me of a conversation that me and my cousin used to have back in the day. We used to be like, everybody always talks about if I could be a fly on the wall when someone's talking about me or when somebody's doing XYZ, I would love to know what's being said. And then we would talk about, like, would you? Because most of the time, what people say behind closed doors about you, you're not really going to like, or you're not going to be able to receive. That's why they're saying it behind closed doors and not to your face. But the reason why those thoughts came up randomly for me is because I can't remember what exactly I was doing in the moment, but that fly on the wall analogy came back up to me for this reason. For those of you that have been living under a rock and haven't heard this saying, I just wanted to look up a few things. So, if I could be a fly on the wall, it's basically I wish I could secretly watch or listen to what happens without anyone knowing I'm there. And people usually say it when they're curious about a private conversation or an important event. Like, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when they announce the promotion. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall during their first date. And it says it's unknown as far as when it became popular, but it pretty much, was like the early 1900s in English. And it comes from imagining yourself as a tiny fly sitting unnoticed on a wall inside a room, because flies often go unnoticed or ignored sometimes. So they can observe everything happening around them. And the image is a metaphor for being an invisible witness. But we often say this when we're talking about us wanting to hear what other people are saying. But I thought about it in a sense of self reflection. So, this week's journaling prompt, you're going to be journaling from the perspective of that fly on the wall when it comes to yourself. If you are a fly on the wall, looking at what you do throughout the day, your habits, your quirks, the way you carry yourself, the things you say, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to others, the amount of energy you consume from other people, the schedule that you do or do not follow. Just every little instance of things that you do that go unnoticed because you're doing them, you're inside of it. You're within the energy, you're within the habit, you're within the routine. What would that fly on the wall say about what you do from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep? So, I actually would suggest you do this journaling exercise at the end of the day, right before you go to sleep. And instead of having to jot down notes throughout the day, just allow yourself to be a little bit more observant and self aware throughout the day to recognize what you're actually doing. Because as someone who grew up as an only child, there are some things that I do that I don't necessarily share with other people. There's things that I do behind closed doors that I most likely wouldn't do if I knew I was being watched or observed. And nothing creepy or anything, but little quirky things like entertaining myself. I might have a whole scene that I'm acting out in the bathroom mirror. No one would know that, but you do now. But this exercise is really to just get you to really understand yourself in a different lens, through a different lens, so that you can critique in a positive way. It doesn't have to be a negative critique, but it could be, what do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? What do I need to give my energy more to? The opposite. You get where I'm going. And also, what parts of myself are actually too hidden? What are some parts of my personality that I don't quite show to other people? And what is that rooted in? Is it because I don't feel safe with them? Is it because I'm shy? Is it because I'm ashamed? Really dig deep with this exercise. Have a good time. Don't be too hard on yourself. And let me know what comes up. I'm going to talk to y'all later.